Hey everyone, Nick here and welcome back to GamerJoob, and welcome back to our Five Nights at Freddy's character concept series. So in today's video, the character looking into is Fergus the Frog. So we'll go into this character's backstory, location, gameplay mechanics, and all that good stuff as well. And as always, I will just state that this isn't necessarily linked to the overall universe and lore of Fnaf. This is just a fun what-if scenario and a creepy story we get to tell, and we hope you enjoy. And lastly, before we start today's video, do be sure to subscribe to GamerJoob as it helps out a lot and it's greatly appreciated. It also keeps you up to date with all the videos that we post. Alrighty everyone, well let's get into the character concept of Fergus the Frog. So in our previous videos, we've been introduced to the Swamp Shack Pizzeria. A swamp-themed entertainment restaurant with multiple different characters and attractions. So far the characters we've met have been Greg the Gator, Sadie the Snake, and Oscar the Otter. Each of these characters were hell-bent on attacking the Night Guard, but the player has done their very best to fend off each and every one of their attacks. Now they face their fourth night shift, and with another night shift comes another new character. And the character we're introducing is Fergus the Frog. Fergus was modelled after the humble swamp-dwelling creature, the frog. Instead of the classic green colour scheme, they were coloured a bright red. This was mainly due to the pizzeria already having a green coloured character with Greg. As for the design of Fergus, he had some pretty unique features. For instance, his webbed hands and fingers were quite different to all the other characters. And like all other frogs, they were given a long extendable tongue. But their most notable feature was their inbuilt air compressor. This leads us into their role at the pizzeria. So Fergus was in charge of balloon management. He was responsible for blowing up all the balloons at the pizzeria. And this is where the inbuilt air compressor would come into play. Like most frogs, Fergus had a large air sac that would inflate under his chin. He would then release all this air into the balloons as he blew them up for the children. The guests loved seeing Fergus blow up the balloons. It was quite entertaining and funny to see. After he was done, Fergus would then hand out the balloons to all the children. So Fergus was quite the favourite amongst all the guests. Even though he didn't perform up on stage, he still had his specific place at the pizzeria. So when it comes to the incident of Fergus the Frog, it's quite a strange one in particular. That being that he never truly had an incident. As far as the pizzeria was concerned, Fergus was quite the trouble-free animatronic. But there was one individual that indeed had a lot of trouble with Fergus. And this individual was the Night Guard. In recent weeks, they've reported some strange occurrences happening with Fergus the Frog. As long as they could remember, Fergus has been just an ordinary animatronic. But recently, something has changed. The Night Guard has reported Fergus looking terrifying and downright disturbing. They explained to the staff that over night time, they've seen Fergus with rows of pointy sharp teeth, bright red eyes, and razor-sharp claws. But the staff just chalked it up to the Night Guard seeing things in the dark. Down in the underground security office, things can get a little strange. Especially if they're suffering from heat stroke because they've closed the vents for too long. But eventually, management decided to humour the Night Guard and take a look at the footage. And sure enough, there he was, just a normal red frog, just as he always has been. But the Night Guard wasn't convinced. They know what they saw. It was so real to them. And night after night, they were certainly in real danger. Sure, the Night Guard has dealt with some scary looking withered animatronic characters before, but nothing like this. This is something different. The Night Guard has a theory on what might be going on. Ever since Oscar received that new faceplate, things have been getting a little stranger and stranger. Ever since they installed that creepy thing, they've started to see Fergus in this way. And come to think of it, Oscar's new face looks even creepier than it did before. Were they responsible? Or was it all in the Night Guard's head? It couldn't have been. The encounters they had have been too real. But regardless of who was responsible, they needed to do their best to survive another night. As the guard gets prepared for their night shift, they prepare themselves for whatever will come next. Before we continue our story, let's first hear a quick word from our sponsor.
Swamp Shack Pizzeria isn't just for the little ones. Parents are welcome to hang out and relax while we take care of the rest. Come join us at Swamp Shack Pizzeria.
As the clock struck 12, the night guard entered the office and got ready to defend against Fergus's twisted attacks. They could feel him changing. He wasn't Fergus anymore. He was now some nightmarish creature created by an evil presence. A presence they've felt ever since that creepy mask got delivered. So now let's get into the gameplay segment of the video. As always, the gameplay loop is based on the classic Fnaf formula of observation and management. So the starting area of the nightmarish Fergus would be in the main party area. When the clock hits 1 AM, that's when he would make his move. So Fergus would typically approach from the left hand side. Most times the player wouldn't even know he was there when he was lurking in the darkness. His only tell would be his glowing red eyes staring through the doorway. The player needs to quickly shut the door as soon as they see those glowing eyes. But approaching the doorway wasn't Fergus's only move. With their new nightmarish look also came a dangerous new tongue. At the end of their long frog tongue was a set of jagged sharp jaws. If they were to get a hold of the player, it would truly be over. Fergus would slink their tongue through the air vent and attempt to grab the player. They would need to close the air vent at any sign of the tongue. If they kept it closed for far too long, then not only would they suffer from heat stroke, but their fear level would increase as well. This would lead to false jump scares and hallucinations that would leave the player stunned. If the player struggles with all these attempts and lets Fergus in, then they'll be greeted with a classic Fnaf jump scare. So I think Fergus the Frog would be a great addition to the Swamp Shack Pizzeria. Not only are they terrifying and would offer a load of jump scares, but it would definitely be interesting to see the glitch entity not only cause a character to turn evil, but actually make an evil character themselves. Hopefully down the line, we'll be seeing more of their twisted creations as the series unfolds. Alrighty everyone, well that's what we have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, commenting and subscribing, as it helps out a lot and it's greatly appreciated. As always, let us know in the comment section down below what you thought of Fergus the Frog and what you'd like to see going forward. Alrighty everyone, well until the next video, I'll catch you later, bye.